The Federal Executive Council has approved a 47.96 trillion naira expenditure for the 2025 budget. The spending plan reflects a 36.8% increase from the 2024 budget estimate. Femi Akande has more.
The second fiscal budget in the life of President Bola Tinubu's administration will now be laid before a joint session of the National Assembly on Wednesday. The 2025 framework is based on key economic projections, including an oil price benchmark of $75 per barrel, daily oil production of 2.6 million barrels, and an exchange rate of 1,400 naira to a dollar.
Of the press and,
According to members of President Bola Tinubu's economic management team, the 2025 budget is ensuring government spends in critical areas and make rooms for investments.
If you look at the fact that for the first time in about 35 years, we have domestic refining of crude petroleum, not just to give petrol, but also raw materials for industry across a whole range of industries, from pharmaceuticals to building products to textiles.
The 2025 budget proposal articulates the federal government financial plan for the 2025 fiscal year and aligns it with the renewed hope agenda. It was designed to build on the advances in macroeconomic stability, security gains, infrastructure gains, human capital development effort, and creative industries manufacturing.
President Bola Tinubu moved a motion at the Federal Executive Council meeting for the University of Abuja to be named after former military head of state and elder statesman, General Yakubu Gowon. But the president's approval is subject to the confirmation of the Senate.
Mr. President approved significant increased budgetary allocation to education, health, and social protection.
That is,
the Minister of Power announced the approval of the sum of 161.3 million euros for the execution of contracts in the first batch of the Phase 1 of Siemens power projects across the country. The minister also said the Federal Executive Council approved 1.7 billion naira for the acquisition of the office complex for the National Electricity Liability Management Company.
The final and permanent solution to our national grid problem today is that we must regionalize the grid. So that is the permanent solution, and each of our states will have embedded power plants within the states.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation also announced free train rides on all federal trains from the 20th of December to the 5th of January. The minister says the free train ride is consistent with President Tinubu's desire to cushion the effect of government policies on transportation costs, especially for the most vulnerable Nigerians. Femi Akande, TVC News, Abuja.
And President Bola Tinubu has appointed 8 permanent secretaries in the Federal Civil Service. This is the second set of 8 permanent secretaries appointed by the president after the last appointments in June. The appointees are selected from Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Enugu, Gombe, Kebbi, and Kaduna states. President Tinubu wants the new permanent secretaries to demonstrate greater commitment, diligence, and innovation in serving the nation. Here in Lagos, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested 792 suspects dealing in cryptocurrency investment fraud and romance scam. The agency says 193 of the suspects are foreigners. Kemi Foladiemo has more.
The suspects, amounting to 792 persons, were apprehended at their hideout, a 7-story edifice known as Big Leaf Building on number 7 Oyinjolayemi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Among the foreigners arrested, 148 Chinese, 40 Filipinos, 2 Kazakhstans, 1 Pakistani and 1 Indonesian. The EFCC says the building, which could be mistaken for a corporate headquarters of a financial establishment, was found to be used by the foreign nationals to train their Nigerian accomplices on how to initiate romance and investment scams and use the identities of Nigerians to perpetrate crime.
The job that they are assigned to these young Nigerians is essentially to engage in romantic conversations and phantom business and investment discussions to trick victims to shop on a purported online investment and shopping platform called www.yoto.com. I repeat that, www.yoto.com. For those who show interest in this investment, activation fee for an account on that platform starts from $35 US. Criterion used by these Chinese and other foreign nationals used for recruiting young Nigerians into their nefarious activities is ability to use the computer, especially typing skills.
All the floors are said to be equipped with high-end desktop computers. On the 5th floor alone, investigators recovered 500 SIM cards of local telcos that were bought for crime.
In that script, you will see that they give you a particular name. You are a man, but they will give you a female name. And then they will also give you a profile picture, that is a lady. Can just shop for the picture from anywhere in the world, and then you will start talking with the victims as though you are a woman, and you discuss with them, and then you go into romance with them, and then romance discussions with them. You see the text and everything, and then you also tell them you change your location.
It adds that there will be no hiding place for criminals in Nigeria, including foreigners who are taking advantage of the nation's unfortunate reputation as the haven of fraud. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
And back to the nation's capital, the Chief of Army Staff has begun a meeting with senior officers and field commanders to review the activities of the Army. Lieutenant General Olufemi Oduyede says Operation Fansan Yama is making concerted efforts to speedily dismantle terror group networks in the Northwest. Sifoni Sien reports.
It's his first annual conference with senior officers and field commanders at the Army Officers' Mess in Abuja. The Chief of Army Staff is under no illusion about the security challenges in the country.
I'm aware that I took command of the Nigerian Army at the critical moments when the nation faces daunting security challenges. I am, however, determined to ensure that under my leadership, the Nigerian Army remains steadfast and unwavering in the commitment to addressing the challenges facing our great nation.
He says Operation Fansan Yama is making concerted efforts to speedily dismantle the Lakurawa terror group's networks in the Northwest.
The fight against terrorism and banditry under Operations Adinkai and Fansan Yama has been intensified in the Northeast and Northwest theaters, respectively. In particular, Operation Fansan Yama is making concerted efforts to speedily dismantle the Lakurawa terror groups in the Northwest.
The Army Chief understands that kinetic operations must be matched with non-kinetic action to achieve the desired results. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.